But I'm gonna fuck around and make my whole fucking album distorted, and they gonna be like that boy edgy as fuck. Yeah, fuck. TCAP 803.
Coming heavy with the weight and feel. Wonder if the hoes in Jesus' handheld. Give a fuck how a man feel. Whole world at a standstill, stigmatized. Donald Trump, they will not criticize. Still question bomber like my nigga lied. White girls used so my dick can ride. Out here switching sides. Crossing ship to mind the window cause they living blind. And they sold that, show it. I swear my flow, how potent, how these hoes got open. And you know Pop's joking. If he expect forgiveness, I'm one of your seven victim hells. Free of heaven's prison, these are split decisions. And I think I give the misses, but I give the masses. My whole all, there are no walls. I ain't kissing asses, the shit, and I don't starve. Don't starve. She ain't bars, the enemy, she won't call her. You didn't see her coming. People are screaming, running, baby, like babies, why they need enough to drive. Horsepower, speed punching, smoking weed, I'm blunting. Notice these are stunning, ain't me like Jesus versus. Eating knowledge, I got key consumption, Super Saiyan water, I eat a peanut buzzing. Fuck your family, they ugly. You can keep your cousin, most people puzzling. You want my time is about an hour and I need 100. I see your ship and see it sunken, missing me, she keep on cutting. She a keeper, love a hot box, a beaming bucket. My demon, she seen a sucker, she bring me, need me, so fucking here for long haul, press hold if God calls.
Creighton Carter. Creighton, my co-host and friend.
Bing,
Creighton.
bing,
No.
bing, 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 bong.
Creighton is referencing the Still Dre remix video of Donald Trump saying "Bing Bing" as a post to Twitter. We think.
Well, also
That's
he was
like
talking
just
about Marine. It was different speeches.
Yeah,
that he
in
was
general, just like internet clicky noises, just bing, 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 bong, bing, bong, bing, bing,
there
bing,
was-
bing, 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 bong, bing, bing, bing,
There
bing,
was
bing.
a point in Donald Trump's career where, like, he was just saying "bing, bing, bong" every
Bing.
other speech.
Bing, bing, bong,
We're
bing, a bong,
talking
bing,
about
bing,
whatever.
bong.
At one point, he was talking about Marines. He's like, "We got a Marine here, bing, and another Marine here, bong." Like what?
Got one here, one there, bing, bong, over there.
Like, and I like. You remember when you were talking?
I've got
about
the
him?
greatest Bings. Bing is better than Google.
Whenever-
Bing is the search engine for me.
Remember when you were talking about him being fucking like on cocaine and shit? And I was like, amphetamines. Before I was like, I couldn't see it, and I saw those, and I was like, you know what? I see it.
Well, that and the man's 74, and he sleeps 3 hours a day
Well, not
and
anymore.
eats pizza and cheeseburgers. What do you mean not anymore?
Well, I mean, he will be.
What?
do you think he's gonna do after he's done being president?
To fucking keep running the country. I feel like he's. I mean, look, the thing with people like him or Jeff Bezos is like they're billionaires. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're still gonna have power over some shit.
You don't think he'd want to retire and go to some nice ranch like George Bush? You notice that
The man is addicted to power.
presidents are like dogs. You know, you have them around for 8 years, and then you send them off to some ranch somewhere, and they just like die.
No. Well, what's president? Is it who's the one that's the oldest one that's alive right now? Is it Carter? Is Carter still alive? Is Jimmy Carter the one that's alive?
Damn.
Time to suck today's dick, gentlemen. Let's get this dumpster fire started. Hey, Copenhagen. I'm so mad I
Are you
unfollowed you
pulling
in
a Jimmy
2015.
Carter- Are you pulling Jimmy Carter reference?
Wait, what? Why? What do you mean,
He
Flint?
unfollowed
What?
you in 2015 because your content just wasn't that cool.
That's crazy. Is that what you mean? You mean on Twitch? What are you talking
But
about?
look at the bright side. You
Why are
followed
you
him
upset
in
that you unfollowed?
2016, so you've been here for 4 years now.
But why are you upset that you unfollowed?
He missed you.
Is there Wait,
Bing, bing,
Jimmy
bing,
Carter
bing.
is in fact living. Okay, yeah, he's the one. He's the oldest one. Your first follow was AF Kosh. Oh, Kostra. It was Kostra. Is Kostra still? What are you doing? Stop.
Sorry, I was
That's
listening
not
to something.
podcasty of you.
No, it's not. But I was.
It should be me. Yeah, it should be you. First of all, how dare you? No, I'm kidding. But for real, Kaz, is he still around? Yeah, we need to get Kostra back in a fucking lobby. We need to get in Discord with Kostra and just be like, "What's up, Kaz?" and like play some games.
Bing, 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 bing.
Please, Creighton, please with the bings.
Sorry,
please.
it's stuck in my head.
I hate you.
Jimmy Carter's alive? What the hell?
I just said you're not paying attention.
No,
to anything.
I heard you say it, but I wanted to react to like Flint saying it. You know what I mean?
Flint didn't say it.
No, I want to react to
Copenhagen.
reading what. I want to react to what
Oh.
Jim. What
He's just
Copenhagen
guys. He's
said.
all over the place today. I'm looking at twitchfollowing.com and looking at channels. That's pretty cool. I think I followed Nick in July June or July of 2015. He was the first channel I followed, I believe. One of the very first. It's cool that the internet, like, one thing about, like, the Bible or any old scripture is, like, we can have, air quote, dates that people write down, but it's going to be really hard to factually know if any of that's accurate, you know?
What?
Like, dates and shit from just, manuscripts and paper, stuff written on cave walls. Like, none of it is, like, super for sure, you know? History's written by the victors. With the internet, at least now in the early days of it, roughly, like, everything is literally to the second recorded, you know?
Roughly.
Which is pretty cool. What? What do you mean roughly?
No, I mean roughly everything's recorded.
On the internet? Well, I mean, yeah, not literally everything, but, like, everything is recorded. Like, when it comes to, like, text-based chat on sites, all that shit, every single passage is collected and saved as, like, new information, which is nuts. I've seen hot dogs longer than Creighton's attention span. Yeah.
Thank you.
I have to. Creighton, it's episode 121. You know what that means?
It's time for Urban Dictionary Word of the Day?
No.
Oh.
You know what that means?
One-to-one customer service.
1-to-1. No. Kind of. No. So, it's episode 121, and when we Googled 121, the most interesting thing we could find about the number 121 was fucking, in internet e-commerce, 121 is short for 1-to-1. The philosophy that treating each customer as a special individual is a more successful approach than treating customers as a group of similar individuals. Which, when we read it, I was like, we can say that out loud and just absolutely blank on it.
Yeah, we go.
But for real, like, lately, me and Mike have been talking about
The thing?
The thing.
Oh, okay.
We've been talking about a thing. How do I put this?
Sorry if I'm like half paying attention. I'm trying to pull up what we were talking about earlier.
We've been talking about a potential business venture that we've been discussing, and I have to, like, for the thing we're doing, it's like the other way around, where you can't think of it as person to person. It's almost, you have to think of it as general, like, groups of people. Like, the specific business. Like, when it comes to the internet, like, I get that there's, like, themes like that, but I feel like you can't have overarching, like, generalities, if that makes sense. Like, you can't treat every person as, like, a person-to-person thing in every business and every transaction of everything in the world, you know? Because at a certain point, it becomes too much. Like, and I feel like it's weird that there are people who stick to principles like that. I don't know. When we looked that up, it was not something I was thinking about, but recently, very recently, it has been something I've had to put some thought into. What? What do you mean, what? Copenhagen has 1 follower. Who is it? You, Flint? Did you follow him? It might be me. I followed him. Joystick Hero. Thank you for following Copenhagen. Oh, shit. Joystick Hero is my boy. Who is that? Wait, that sounds like a familiar name.
That does sound like a familiar name.
We had 2 people follow us off stream 9 hours ago. The Schmo Show Gaming, which was hilarious to me. I don't know who that is, but it's funny because me and Michael have the 2 bros being Schmo Show. And then Eclipso, the 2.
I just sent Copenhagen a friend request.
It's 2 guys who get wasted in a shed. The Schmo Show Gaming. You know what? I agree. I think you're right.
Wait, is that us?
Yeah, no, that's us.
Okay.
Pay attention. You're, like, still not.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I know it's like somebody else.
Who?
What?
Who is it?
You said the Show Gaming.
Okay, there. I was just making. I was just checking you.
Yeah.
I was just checking you. I was hitting you with a little little
Damn
quick
it!
check.
I don't know how to get this off my fucking thing.
What?
Boy,
What's the problem?
I couldn't get it off. I got it off now.
What is it?
It was like a thing that whenever I went to go add Copenhagen, it was like a thing popped up. Anyway, that's
Yeah, no, I know the thing. That thing's annoying. The Twitch thing?
Yeah. So that's why I was kind of out of focus for a second.
Charlie, how many people do you think you follow? Oh, my God.
How was your day, Charlie?
At least 200. My day was okay. It was
also,
boring. I didn't do much. Thank you.
Who's on my side?
I didn't do much. I was at home most of the day. I was supposed to do something early in the day, but I ended up not. 479.
Also,
that's how many people I follow?
Damn. That's pretty good.
That checks out.
Well, you got 400 and something followers here.
That's crazy. I have 480 followers, and I follow 479 people. That's nuts. I'm following Copenhagen right now. Hold on.
The fuck is that's me, Copenhagen.
How do I do this?
That's my initials.
Add friend. I sent a friend request. God damn it. How do I follow?
How do you follow?
Never mind. The fuck is CHC20? Oh, word. I think I just followed you. I either followed you or just friend requested you, but I don't know the difference.
He did something to you. That's for sure. My Twitch notifications say I got 8.
8 followers.
Don't lurk on democracy. Support your community. Go vote.
What the fuck?
All right. That's from 7 days ago.
What is it?
I guess it's Go Vote.
Okay. It's a notification from Twitch. Yeah, I have so many that
don't lurk on
I have
democracy.
62 unread notifications on Twitch.
I got a new Prime gaming loot. Prime gaming.
That's if you have Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, you can get certain gaming loot for certain games.
Shit, what'd I do? Oh, I accidentally full screened this. My bad.
I had a tweet. I tweeted out earlier a double tweet things
What'd you say?
about Twitch and the ads for it. It is absolutely ridiculous. The amount of ads.
I saw it, yeah.
You get so many ads on Twitch now. It's so nuts.
Yeah. It's
It, like
becoming
for
YouTube.
anybody. I
How do you
hate
not
it.
Read your notifications. So, like, we're not anal about notifications.
I'm not.
We
Yeah.
just are like, oh, let that fucking red dot glow. you
Yeah,
know?
like my Discord. Jesus.
But
So just in the calls that I can't see, I have 2,000 plus notifications.
But then like
and then the ones I do, I have like 60.
the
I just
our
don't read 'em.
friends hate us because like we have friends that are girls. They're like, why do you live like this? Like, you know, I can't even have the purple dot over my Snapchat stories. I have to look at every Snapchat story.
Nah, that's no.
No, we do have friends like that.
No, I know. I mean, for me, I don't.
Oh,
I
I
so
thought
don't
you
give a
meant, like,
fuck what
yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
doing for the day. That little dot doesn't bother me.
No, I'm
Like,
like
when
oh,
it comes.
I was like, there's a green dot. I mean, a purple dot, and she was like, yeah. Kayla showed me. I was like, wow,
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
right. You really don't notice it unless like you're looking for it.
Yeah, my thing is, you are now friends of the Bureau. Thank you, Covenant. For me, my thing is like, most of these apps I have so I can communicate with people.
Yeah.
Snapchat is just in case somebody hasn't paid their phone bill, and like if they have Wi-Fi, they can talk to me. Discord, same shit. Like all these things are just so I can. I don't care. Like Twitch, I just opened my notifications. Literally, I've been on Twitch for 5.5 years. Maybe that was the 4th time I've opened my notifications. I'm not kidding.
So you open them once a year?
Maybe.
You should open them at Christmas. Make it like a Christmas thing. Like, oh, look at all these notifications I got. Like presents. And then you can go through and read them like mail. And then like you're like, oh, trash. Oh, Nick went live like 5 years ago. Trash.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You know? And then there you go.
Hello, Sophia, by the
Hello,
way.
Sophia.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just not a big. I don't care enough, I guess. It just doesn't bother me. Like the only ones that bother me are the ones that I am on all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, is someone trying to talk to me? Because the thing is, especially on Discord, like, and especially all the Discords I'm in, a lot of them are like gaming, like people's streams Discords. So like every time they go live, they have an auto notification that's like, hey, this guy went live every single time, which I should probably do for our stream. Just so that just in case. But also like that's just too much. Like I don't want it.
What's the weather look like today?
Oh yeah, the weather. You're so in the like you want to do your word of the day so bad that you know that we do the weather first.
Yes.
The weather in Apache County, Arizona.
Ooh, Apache.
Apache. The Apaches were fucking baller. Like
Yeah.
the most fearless.
I know, by the helicopter named after them.
Yes, they are. They were like. I have so much I could talk about the Apaches. Anyway, Apache County, Arizona. It's clear, 20 degrees Fahrenheit today, 1% precipitation, 78% humidity. That's 20 degrees.
We got a lot of precipitation.
Wait,
going on here.
humidity 78. Shouldn't it just be a fucking cloud, a frozen cloud? It's 20 degrees. Never mind.
I do sell timeshares in Myrtle Beach.
The high tomorrow is 36 degrees in Apache County. Anyway, what'd you say? Wes Creighton look like he sells timeshares. I forgot it again. Wait, what'd you forget?
The weather.
Oh.
See, Charlie, now who's not paying attention?
Well, I mean, sometimes we start talking. Oh, my
Anyways.
God. Tell us the fucking word of the
Anyways.
day, you freak.
The word of the day is NAMBLA. NAMBLA. It's the North American Man-Boy Love Association. And the definition is most fucked up group in the world. They think
World.
They think they have rights, but let's face it, no one has the right to take advantage of, rape, and mentally corrupt children.
Whoa. What? What is this?
I don't know.
Say, what is it?
NAMBLA.
NAMBLA. Spell it.
North American Man Boy Association. It's all an abbreviation.
National Association of Marlon Brando lookalikes.
No, that'd be another L. NAMBLA.
Namblal.
Flynn said, Jesus fucking Christ.
Creighton, sometimes you gotta look at the data and just click fucking shuffle
I
one
did
more
hit
time.
Shuffle. This is
Another
what
time, you fuck. Sometimes you read them first, so you know what not to read. You fuck. What? You know what? Click it again. That's not our word of the day.
No, I mean, like, this spreads awareness.
Pick a different word.
This spreads awareness.
Pick a different.
This word also was submitted on August 5th, 2003.
Pick another word.
Fucking 17 years ago. Let's see here.
It's not even a word. It's a fucking acronym.
Bajingo. You want to know what that is?
What?
Bajingo.
Bajingo or Bajinga?
Bajingo.
Or Bazinga. Oh wait, that
Bajingo.
was it. Okay, Bajingo. What's
Yes.
Bajingo?
A vagina.
That's it.
No, wait. The term comes from the NBC series Scrubs as a reference to a vagina by the character Dr. Elliot Reed, who does not like to verbalize genitalia. I was in the OBGYN girls and saw like 300 bajingos. Scrubs is such a great show. Have you ever watched it?
I've seen like episodes.
I watched
like-
it when it was on TV.
I've watched the last episode.
What?
like-
How are you not going to watch any of his
Or-
show and then go and watch the last?
Well, I
this is
haven't-
the
I
same
haven't
thing
seen-
that
I
happened
haven't
with The
seen-
Office.
No, it's not the same
It
thing.
is. You skip the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
different.
no
I watched
fucking
I watched
idea.
I watched 80% of a show
Oh
and then
my
watched the
God.
finale. With Scrubs so what happened was I was watching acoustic versions of songs that aren't acoustic, and all of a sudden the Scrubs wedding song for Hey Ya on acoustic guitar, like Hey Ya, that song.
Yeah.
It's this dude on the guitar killing it and singing the lyrics, and it's fucking awesome. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, what a great episode. And then I just watched like most of the clips from that episode on YouTube. It looks like a show I would love. It looks amazing. Isn't it like 9 seasons or something? It's like a ton of
Yeah.
seasons.
Well, I mean, it's about as long as The Office.
What a soy boy. Imagine being uncomfortable by the word vagina. One word, you fucking used car salesman. What? Sorry, Creighton lookalikes. What? God. There's so many shows that I'll never watch that I'm sure I would love. That's the
That's
only thing I
sad.
hate about content is like there's more. You know how many hours of footage get uploaded like a minute to YouTube?
How many?
It's like 400 or 500 hours are uploaded a minute.
Really?
Something crazy. Yeah. Like there's more shit uploaded in a day of YouTube than
So-
you'll ever be able to watch ever in your life.
So YouTube is the modern day Library of Alexandria.
Mm-mm. The internet is.
Yeah.
Like the thing about now and forever is that if we ever had an internet before, it was wiped away in such a way that we don't know where it is. And we don't know where the ports are. We don't know the USB to plug into to get it back. And like as a race, I mean, like as humans, like Alexandria was our internet. And then Egypt was probably our next closest internet. They had light bulbs in Egypt is what we're pretty sure of now, apparently. Apparently archaeologists there are finding things inside of the pyramids that they're pretty sure were straight up electricity. And bro, what Copenhagen? What were you broing us for? But for us, Egyptians didn't have electricity. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying they did, but archaeologists are saying that
They did.
they're pretty confident they might have. Like they're saying that there's stuff. Charlie, okay, I'm sorry, never mind. I don't know. Maybe you know more than me about this. I've looked so much. I've looked
heard
at so
that.
much shit with Egypt and how like electricity itself isn't the hardest shit in the world to conquer and to figure out. Like really, like the base of what electricity is not like unbelievably ridiculous.
Oh, shit, the Dow's up. Sorry.
But they had they had surgical tools, like very pristine, very nice ones. Like they're finding the equivalent. So they found the tomb of like people that were doctors in Egypt
Yeah.
who were buried with like their tools and stuff. Because in Egypt, certain
like
people,
a honor.
yeah, like certain people were like buried with like the tools of their profession or whatever it was that they were known for. And they're starting to find like surgical equipment that's been like pretty fucking bananas good preserved. And like they're finding stuff that is so precise that like they would have had to have pretty good, well mapped out versions of like the human body. Because like again, we still only know so much about Egypt. They had the nicest tools, magnificent tools. They had the nicest tools, magnificent tools. They were the best tools. But
people say that about us.
yeah, we're the best tools. But what I'm saying is,
tool.
anyway,
Go ahead.
had the start something about the internet.
Oh, like I was talking about internet being the modern day
Mary Chrysler.
Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, I mean, like if
And
there
you
was
were like,
everything, if there was
nah.
ever anything close to this, we don't know anymore.
Mm.
And like now, if the
really,
world,
would there be a way of telling?
well, maybe like right now we have infrastructure for the internet. You know, we have fucking cords that go all the way across the fucking ocean that hook us into the internet so that we can talk to people in Europe. You know what I mean? Like us communicating, us talking into these microphones goes into this computer, onto the internet in such a way where people, my friends of mine, can be in fucking Great Britain and hear us in less than 3 seconds and talk back. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like it's live. Like that is fucking crazy. Like
Alexander Graham Bell would be shitting the bed over that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's literally all that data is being transmitted
Transferred so fast.
so fast.
Like
I mean,
in a blink of an eye.
fucking 3,000, 4,000 miles away, people can hear us and talk back
In a matter of seconds.
in seconds, like 1 or 2 seconds sometimes, depending on the connection. But what I'm saying is that thing, it's an item. It's not just a signal. Like it's not like a signal out in the air. It's literally, we have fucking cables that are going over there. So like
Yeah.
if the world ends, like because of a nuclear holocaust or something, like the internet could be retrieved one day.
Potentially.
Yeah, by the future.
It just depends on like how much it would degrade over time. In that
Exactly. You'd have to hope that certain things there'd be fail safes and things to protect certain other things.
Because like none of it exists without the servers to back it up.
Well, no, the infrastructure's still there. It would just need, again, it would need the storage. It would need the servers themselves. But it's not like those are like in jungles, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're in these big buildings that would just be turned off. So if you figured out how to cut them back on again, that's all it would take. So like right now, I feel like we're at the beginning of, if we're lucky, and this is the first time this has happened,
Yeah.
you know, and there's never been internet, there's never been power like this. Like this is how we spread across the universe. At
If
least
we're lucky.
if we're lucky. As long as the world doesn't end before we're off of the planet. If we're lucky, we got another, 30 or 40,000 years before there's like a nuclear holocaust or some end of world moment,
Aren't
like
we
an asteroid.
Due for a global catastrophe?
Technically, but like that window is like 600,000 years open.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Like we're at the beginning of like between now and the next 400,000 years there's supposed to be a global catastrophe, like according to what scientists figure about time. And who knows if they're right. The internet can be retrieved by the future people. Charlie, have you been screened for schizophrenia? Not yet. The Byzantine Empire had Verizon. Yes, they did. Imagine thinking you found a server that has all of Google's info, I assume, but it was actually Charlie's server dedicated to his favorite Nick Merckx clips. held all of Google's info.
Imagine though,
Imagine.
that'd be hilarious. Like they think they're accessing the internet, and it's just Nick Merckx.
It's just clips of Nick.
You're like,
Nick becomes some future prophet, some
they're
god
like,
they
"This
all
is
look
a
up to.
god."
Wouldn't it be crazy?
I mean, that's
It's
just
like Book of Eli.
or it's just like the Halo rings in Halo. Those
Mhm.
fucking things were meant to wipe out the flood, and like the elites and
The
the
prophets
Covenant
and the covenant
all worshipped it.
all worship them like they were some kind of
Like,
holy relic,
Yeah.
and they can only see he's for it. What? His Flint, learn how to type, bro.
It's all a matter of perspective.
It is a matter of perspective. Like, did you ever watch Book of Eli?
No.
In that movie, I'm gonna spoil it for you.
It's carrying a book, right?
It's a Bible.
It's Bible.
Yes, I'm gonna spoil the movie. Is that cool? Do you care?
What are you spoiling about the movie?
the ending.
No. Just tell it to me without telling it to me.
Okay. Well, no, I can tell you what. So the goal of the bad guy, Gary Oldman is the bad
Let's
guy.
get his book, right?
is
You
to
told
get the
me
Bible.
This, yeah.
He wants the Bible.
To start a cult.
He wants to start a cult, and essentially, like that's all it would be. Like say like the world ends and the internet survives, but like it just gets shut off and somebody finds the fucking switch and they clip it back on, right? Flick it back on, not clip
Is
it.
Imagine having not watched the Book of Eli.
Right? It's Zopik. Zopik.
Zopika.
He's blind essentially. Yeah, he's blind.
And it's like Denzel Washington, right?
It's Denzel Washington and Mila Kunis.
Is it really Mila Kunis?
Yeah, it's him, Mila Kunis, Gary Oldman.
What's Mila Kunis doing in there?
She's like the good person. She's a good person in the movie. She's like a good character. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. She's like the person that he saves. I know my name is dog shit. Zopik? Okay. No problem. No, it's not dog shit. It's a lot like the plot of Good Will Hunting. No.
That's how
no,
you
it's
describe
not.
most movies.
Thank you for following Zopik. it's not. That's, I don't,
You
no.
talk about Good Will Hunting all the fucking time.
Yeah, I
He's
say
like-
it's my favorite movie. I
he's
don't
like,
say
"This
it's. I don't
movie is
describe
just
every
like
movie.
Good Will Hunting.
No, I
you
don't.
said Good Will Hunting.
Name
Good
one
Will
time.
Hunting was like Good Will Hunting.
Well, that movie is literally like Good Will Hunting.
No, it's not. You said the only thing it has in common with it is the name. And I was like, why did
Well,
you
there's
say
a
it
lot
was
of
just
there's
like
a
it,
lot of
Charlie?
well,
And you're like,
the
well, I
name,
just
and there's a
wanna-
lot of jokes as well in it that reference it. But yeah, sure, the story in it isn't like Good Will Hunting, but it's named that as a joke, and there are references. That maybe that one time I said it was like Good Will Hunting, but there's
you
not.
said Step Brothers was like Good Will
No,
Hunting.
I didn't. It's not. It's a Step Brothers reference. I hate both of you. It's like the plot of Homeward Bound: The Incredible Adventure. Sup, Daddy? Hey, B Mills. But imagine they cut the internet on, but they just find some worker's laptop who's just a fucking giant Nick Merckx fan, and they find all his clips and like praise unto the infam leader,
Right.
and it's just this like cult of like future
Wonder
humans.
what they would think of memes.
That'd probably be their scripture, their
Right.
their commandments.
They're like,
And they'd find every time they found a new one, it would be like it'd be like tracing the Holy Trinity. They're just like, we found the third corner.
imagine if they brought us like back from the dead, and like they're like, "Oh, Holy One, we brought you your scripture,"
and we're just like, ha! They're just laughing at me.
It's like the cat meme where she's like fussing at the cat.
Oh man! Imagine a whole future generation of people who like are raised on the scripture of memes.
Look, I would be like,
The
yes,
meme
yes,
culture.
I am your God.
I am your God. Imagine them thinking that was an advanced meme.
Then I would be like, yes, my son. And they'd be like, can you explain your scripture? I'd be like, well, I work in mysterious ways.
You explain why each meme is funny, and they just lose it. They laugh so hard, and you're like, I am the God.
Look, this is a tier
You
3.
become the person who could translate all of their
Yes,
like
this is
most
a-
sacred
this is
items.
A this is like a 3-tier meme, and I got to explain like 10 years of backstory to you.
Exactly. Those are my favorite memes. The memes that like make fun of the fact that memes are 10 years old now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, man.
God.
Do you want to talk about the truck?
I don't
truck
know.
route?
What is it? You
So
have it in the thing.
I went ahead and looked it up and read about it while you were talking earlier, which is why I was distracted and I figured out all of it. Well, most of it. But basically what Fox News said about
What
it.
if they find Charlie's phone? All hail turmeric and blessed be the
You want to know
personality
something
quiz.
hilarious?
What?
Like the very first thing Hannah talked about today was turmeric.
God damn it.
And I didn't say anything.
Creighton has
During-
a podcast on the YouTube called Creighton
Creighton
Station,
Station.
and he did one of the
I did an interview today, but it'll
when
be
do you
up-
think it'll be up on YouTube? Inside
I
of a week?
don't know. Yeah, because I got to get it to Quentin
Mhm.
and then get it from Quentin to you, and then
Okay.
you know. So
Imagine how fun it would be to explain Harambe and how confusing it is that
Charlie-
it became a meme.
I almost busted out laughing during that, but she wouldn't have understood why, and I would have had to explain it. So I just let it go. I didn't mention it. I didn't mention
How
that you
adult
let it-
of you.
I know. I let it go, and I kind of wish I had brought it up because she started talking about Game of Thrones too, and I was like, oh my god.
What'd you say about Game of Thrones? What'd she say?
She loves Game of Thrones. She's named like 3 of her dogs after the different wolves from Game of Thrones.
She sounds like a class act. She sounds like an absolute
Do
treasure
you
of
think
a
you're
human
gonna listen
being.
to this one?
I don't know.
You haven't listened to any of them.
I've not listened to one of
which
your
is
podcasts.
like.
To be fair, since we started this podcast, I haven't listened to almost any podcast
I listen to
as
a lot
much.
of ours. Oh, any podcast?
Like,
any
I
of
listen
ours or any more?
Any more? I listen to ours every once in a while, but like very rarely. But like most of the time, I still listen to Joe Rogan when I listen at all. But like I haven't, because of COVID. Like we started this really being on the podcast and being on our grind when COVID started,
Yeah.
and I haven't been back in the gym as much. I haven't been able to cook as much. Like all the things I listen to podcasts and do, I can't really do here.
Yeah.
Because like when I take a shower, like the shower is in the room over from Mike's office, so like I don't want to play it on the speaker because it's too loud and he's
Yeah.
at work and he's like on calls and shit, like on speakerphone. So I can't do it there. The kitchen's all fucked up right now, so I can't really like because they're like they got shit in there they're moving around, so I can't do it in there. I can't cook anything and listen to the podcast. And then like I just haven't been going to the gym because I'm a fucking piece of shit. So like I'm just never listening. Who do you interview, Creighton? There you go.
So I interviewed. It's a local business of ours called Cushy, and I posted teasers for it on our.
Well, hold
social
on. You
media.
didn't interview Cushy. You interviewed the owner.
Well, yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Well, I'm getting to it, Charlie.
Well, you
give me
got
a
to say who it is, then get
well,
to why.
I'm getting to it. It's a local business.
It's not. It implies it is the person you are interviewing.
Are you gonna let me finish?
Only if you
Let
say
me
it right.
finish. Damn it! All right, so I interviewed this lady who owns a local business.
There you go.
Since Charlie wants to fucking micromanage how I'm talking.
It's not micromanaging. It's
It's
changing the
micromanaging.
definition of what you're saying.
And she was awesome. The first thing she talked about was turmeric, because
Praise be unto turmeric.
it's all she was talking about. It's all about local herbs, or not local herbs. It's all about natural herbs and like using natural methods of healing. Now they can't say that anything cures you, but like stuff helps. You know.
Yeah. Like
you've,
tea.
You've used some of their stuff before, like their ointments and all that kind of stuff, haven't you? Like on your shoulder or something.
Oh yeah, there's CBD stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
That shit's good.
I haven't really used a lot of their stuff, but I wanted to interview them because she seems very interesting. It's a growing business. I mean,
Hello,
like in the
Chris.
past 4 years, they've opened up 3 stores, and all of them been fairly successful. So I really wanted to sit down and talk to her, and we did, and it was a pretty great interview. You know, I'm looking forward to doing a follow up with her. I need to do a follow up with Isaiah too. Also, speaking of that, I need to tell you about a dream.
Another dream.
Not my dream.
Oh, okay. Whose dream?
Kayla's dream.
Okay, which Kayla?
Kayla, Kyle Kayla.
Okay.
Okay. She found out who potentially Pete, her shadow person that follows her, is.
What?
Yes.
She found out who it is?
Yes.
Who is it?
So she had this dream the other night.
Tell me it's Gary Oldman.
It's scary.
It's Gary Oldman.
It's scary.
Oh,
It's not
scary.
Gary.
Okay.
It's scary, Gary.
Tell me.
So, apparently in the dream, she got a sense of who Pete is, and he killed his family in a barn.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yes. She held them down and shot them. And then shot himself. And now he's a shadow person that follows Kayla. And in the dream she said that she had the sense that she was not supposed to be seeing this stuff. And now Pete scares her. Which just goes to show you, it's the quiet ones you have to look out for. Because before this,
I'm so glad that I'm not haunted.
before this, there was a really scary one that was following her, and then there was Pete that would just be chilling. And now she knows who Pete is, sort of. She has a sense. And I told her what we need to do is sit down and research this and see if we can find any factual evidence behind it, the links there to her dream. And we're gonna talk to Isaiah about it. So that's up and coming somewhere down the line. On another
Time
episode
to
of
get
Credit
baptized.
Station.
I don't believe in that shit, but I'd do it. Yeah, I'm not I'm not
But it's interesting.
I'm not religious, but sprinkle some holy water on me just
Yeah.
to be sure. You know what I mean? I love
we were
that.
talking about that today. I'll let you guys listen to it. I'm not going to go on too much longer about this episode particularly, but I'm excited for it because we were talking about a bunch of different stuff like belief systems and all that kind of stuff. So it turned into a lot more than I thought it was going to be. and I was so upset that I had to leave to go to work.
How long was the podcast?
It's probably about like an hour.
Okay.
We didn't stream it, by the way. We just recorded it.
Yeah,
so if you
Creighton
try
just
to
records
go
his.
through and look through the VODs, it's not going to be there. It's not going to be on the YouTube yet. I'll do promos for it when it goes up, and we'll probably mention it if we have a podcast the same day.
Yeah, a live one.
Yeah.
Oh man, excuse me.
But yeah.
That's one thing I like. When I do podcasts with other people, my problem is that like when I do them with you, it's a lot easier to only do them for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because we do them fucking 4 nights a week. You know, when
well,
we're
you
doing
just
it
need
right.
to have repeat guests. That's all. And that.
No, hold on. Like what I mean is like
Okay.
when it's you and me, like I know you, you know me, we talk all the time. At
Yeah.
a certain point, it's like you run out of new like you run out of normal things to talk about, and we have to come up with new shit.
That's
and
why I
that's
look
why-
at current events.
Yeah, that's why current events and like having a formatted episode is like helping with us now, because we're so late into the game in terms of we're 120 episodes into this shit.
Yeah.
So like it's getting to where we're on a roll in terms of like we've got new things we're coming up with on like what to do in the episodes that help the episodes keep going. And we're good at that. Like we're good at actually sitting here and talking anyway. Like we're just friends, so it's not hard to talk to each other.
Yeah.
But what gets annoying sometimes, or not annoying, what gets like difficult is like when you hang out with someone so much, sometimes you don't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
Like with Quentin, for a long time, me and Quentin, every day was like a new great day of conversation, because like we were best friends at work
And you're getting to know each other.
and we were getting to know each other.
You're
'cause,
in
like,
the honeymoon phase of your
friendship. Yes, exactly. So like every day, like we'd find like a new topic to discuss, and we would just dissect the fuck out of it with conversation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like we'd sit in the studio and talk about like fucking Jurassic Park until we combed over every scene and every fucking set designer and just literally would just discuss whatever it was about whatever we were talking about, you know, pick a fucking subject. But you get like so far into that, and then eventually you get to where like you've talked to this person about so much that you like, you know, you're not going to hurt them or they're not going to hurt you, or like opinions no longer like
No
are
longer
go- there's no limits to what you can say to each other. Like,
Because if
that's
they say
gonna-
something you don't agree with, you can be like, you're a fucking idiot.
yeah, and like, 'cause you're friends and you know
Yeah.
that like you can talk shit to each other. But like with new people, I could sit down and do a podcast with a random person for like 6 hours, you know, 'cause we could just go.
Well, so like, and it's kind of like that for me, but I'm trying to save my material so that
Yeah.
I can come back and revisit people, which is fine. Like, you know, it's not like I'm revisiting the same people every podcast. I probably want to get a good 10, maybe 20 podcasts out of
Mhm.
different people before I start going back and revisiting.
I mean, yeah, I don't think that you should try and save any, because look, we're 120 episodes into this. That
Yeah.
means we're like 200 to 240 hours of talking in. There's no reason to like save conversation with
Well,
these.
not for this.
I know
Oh.
for Creighton Station, I mean,
Oh.
like with these other people that you're doing it with, like let there be a 2 or 3 or 4 hour podcast if you can do it.
Well,
if
that's
you can,
what I'm saying.
if it can
I
get out
can
there.
do it, but
Yeah.
like, you know, a lot of times I can't, and like the people I interview have busy schedules anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So like, you know, it's hard to keep.
That's why you
track.
plan them out. Like that's
Yeah.
why you like pick a window.
And that's we picked a window today, which was great. We got the perfect amount because you know these my episodes don't really necessarily go on as long as this does.
yeah, no, they're
Our-
usually like a lot
at
shorter.
the
Like usually they'd
most-
be ending right about now.
At the most, they're like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
At the most. And then of course you know you got the specialty ones. Like I think Caleb's was an hour and a half.
Yeah, that was like your first one too.
Yeah. And we were still working out the format then. I just go until the conversation feels like it's reached its natural end.
Yeah.
And
One thing I always liked with guests was like having notes, like not notes like what to ask, but like notes of like things
what they
to talk about,
yeah.
or like
And that's why I do. That's why I
Yeah.
do the pre-interviews.
and that way like you can kind of map it out and not base it on time anymore. You can base it on
conversation.
your conversation, like talking points. Which like that can work if you're like advertising something, but when it's like a honest to goodness, like you're just hanging out
Yeah,
podcast,
just hanging out, having.
it's like it gets so easy to just veer away from whatever the notes were and
we
just
were,
have a conversation.
That's what we were doing today, which I loved it. Like I
Yeah.
love talking to her. I would love to like co-host something with her because I feel like she's like just that good at it.
Some people are born talkers. Like they could do
Yeah.
commentating, they could do all kinds of shit.
Absolutely. Also, my Wi-Fi's messing up. Are you having any connection troubles?
No. Anybody watching having
Ooh.
connection troubles, or are we good? The bit rate's good on the stream.
I
The
wonder why mine's messing up.
live says excellent. No. Okay. Well, I don't know. Might be your laptop.
Well, it's like I completely disconnected from the Wi-Fi.
Just disconnect yourself and reconnect. Hello, Lacey.
Yeah, that's what I did. Hello. Wait, I didn't see it. Hello, Lacey.
She said, "We good." She's just chilling. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it definitely depends on the people.
And that's why, like, with the opportunities I have coming up, like, I'm interested in doing something with her. Like, as far as, like,
Yeah.
sitting down and being like, oh, blah, 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 blah,
Like Joe Rogan, most of his episodes, like the very shortest any of his episodes usually are, is like an hour 30, hour 45.
Mhm.
But most of the time, his episodes are like 2.5 to 3 hours long. He did one episode that was 55 minutes long. Guess who it was?
Who was it?
Mel Gibson.
Really? Why was it
Mel
so short?
Gibson and Mel Gibson's doctor, who specializes in stem cell therapy.
That's pretty cool.
Basically, Mel Gibson was the catalyst to have this doctor on. He barely talks during the podcast, and he clicks his pen in the mic the whole time, cause like nervously, like not nervous because he's nervous, but like just like a nervous tick, like when people will just click back and forth. He's just sitting there clicking a pen the whole time, and like it's looked at as one of the most annoying episodes of the Joe Rogan podcast because everyone wanted to hear him have a conversation with Mel Gibson, and in reality, this doctor comes on there, and like it's a great conversation
great.
between Joe and the doctor.
But
But
it's
Mel
like,
Gibson's just-
just there.
He's just there.
He just happens to be there.
Exactly. Like I was watching a video of like the 10 most disappointing Joe Rogan podcasts, and sometimes I'm just like, this seems a little opinionated. Like, because I was
well,
watching
top
it.
10 lists are, though.
Well, a lot of them are, but a lot of them aren't. Like this channel specifically, I was watching.
Was
Like
it
I
Watch Mojo?
no, I hate Watch Mojo. I'll never watch them again. I hate them. It was one that I like a lot, and don't guess. It's one that I like a lot, and I was like, you guys are so good at not doing this kind of thing. Because it felt, and I mean, they were apparently going by like statements, like comments in the YouTube and everything, of
like
people,
just
like general
doing the math.
doing
to,
the
like-
math, like dislike to like ratio. And I guess sure, when you do it that way, I guess to me it was just so many of the ones they picked that were bad were some of my favorites.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man.
Well,
I thought,
you do tend to have like the unpopular opinion.
I guess. One of my he did one with Macaulay Culkin that was fucking crazy. It was
Yeah.
so weird because
How is
Macaulay
Mac-
Culkin, he's a weirdo,
Yeah.
but like he's a cool weirdo. Like he's like one of us. He's like a weirdo like us, but he's 40. He's 40 now, by the way.
Is he 40?
He's 40. Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone is 40 years old. 40. He's 40, Creighton.
Did you see that he wanted to come back for a reboot?
Wouldn't that be funny? They should do it.
But
Get
like
Joe Pesci.
everything's the same.
They get Joe. Yeah.
He's just 40. He's home alone.
He's Home Alone.
And then Joe Pesci
And
with his walker.
who
trying
was
to
the
play-
other guy?
Oh, I don't know, but he
Who
was
played
fucking
him?
amazing.
Is he alive? Who was
hold
that guy?
on.
Look up the cast of Home Alone.
I got you.
But
Right in the 'tis the season.
what a great movie. I haven't seen that movie in ages. I gotta watch that movie again. Please, Creighton, no, don't.
That's the theme.
I know it is. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
It's such a Christmas theme too.
Da-na- What's a Christmas movie?
I know it is, but it's like obviously Christmas.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's the
ding.
best part of the movie.
It's so good. Oh, dude, that
Damn,
movie's
Joe
so good.
Pesci looks rough.
Yeah, he's old. Oh, he's old. He's like 89,
Oh,
90.
you want
I
me
don't
to pull
know.
up
He's
how
like
old Joe Pesci is?
75.
Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna guess 75.
Why was he inactive after 1999?
I don't know.
Then he was active from 2006 to present. He looks like a badass in one of these photos.
He's
He's
Joe Pesci.
77 years old.
God damn, Joe Pesci's old.
And the other guy,
He's a national treasure. We can't lose him, Creighton.
the other guy's name is Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern was the other one.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still alive or not. Hold on. He's been active since 1978. Dude's been active almost as long as Star Wars has been around. 63. Oh, he's young.
He's way younger than Joe
Yeah.
Pesci. So he is. Let's see. What's he? Oh, he's in some shit right now.
What's he in?
Captain Carl's Institute for the Abnormally Bizarre.
What
That
is
sounds
that about?
perfect. Everything's peachy. He was in Shrill. He was in James versus His Future Self. Game Over Man. He's Marty Dobbs. He's Marty Dobbs.
This is Marty Dobbs.
And there's a show on Netflix called Love. It's directed by Judd Apatow. It's like a comedy. It's really funny. And he plays the dad of... That's crazy. Wow, I see it now. Oh, that's so weird. I'm thinking back to it. Oh, that was him.
Catherine O'Hara is the mom. She's 66.
Okay, I don't care, Creighton. It's okay. I don't care about the rest of the cast. But
Oh God.
oh, but
did
Macaulay
you see the
Culkin.
brother?
no,
The brother looks kind of like
Mike.
Yeah.
Really? Macaulay Culkin was on the podcast. It was like 2.5 hours,
Yeah.
and like the first like hour and a half. What happened was Kevin Smith had him on. Kevin Smith had him on his podcast and said he's a great, like he was telling Joe, like he's a great talk, like he's a good sit down, like it's really good to sit down and talk to him, like he's
No.
weird and what.
The dad from Home Alone died.
Well, yeah, it checks out. I mean, if Macaulay Culkin's 40 and that guy was like 20 or 30 years older than him, he'd be in his late 60s or early 70s.
Damn, he was born in 1946.
Yeah, so he'd be 40, be 80, so he'd be 74 if he was alive right now. When did he die?
He died in 2017.
So he died when he was 71.
Damn. He looks a lot younger in the 90s.
Well, I mean, it was 30 years ago.
Yeah. I guess that lines up. Now. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, we're getting old, dude. Time's going by. I mean, we're not old, but we're getting older, and it's happening quickly.
I don't like this.
I mean, yeah, it's scary
Mm.
sometimes. But anyway, Macaulay Culkin on the Joe Rogan podcast is such a weirdo, dude. He's like the weirdest person, but like cool weird. Like I thought it was like I would have enjoyed hanging out with him, you know?
Mhm.
Like he was my kind of comedy. Like he was a weird, like goofy dude. But then out of nowhere, the last hour of the podcast, he is just talking about boxing. And like
just boxing?
like him and Joe start talking about it, and Joe's like a cage fighting commentator and a giant fan of like fighting sports in general.
Yeah.
And he starts talking, and like Joe like lights up a little, and like is like, you know boxing? He's like, yeah. And then they start talking, and legit like a whole hour goes by, and they are fucking in it on boxing. Like he knows everything about the whole history of boxing.
Really?
Like he's just a fucking boxing nerd, and it's like it was super cool to sit down and listen to fucking homeboy from Home Alone talk to Joe Rogan
Homeboy.
about boxing for an hour. Like, because the rest of the podcast was cool, and he was a little weird, and there were some like dead space moments where like Joe doesn't really know what to say, or
He's
like
so.
either of them. It's kind of hard to get in between the conversations. They're just kind of bringing
Yeah.
up things. Because sometimes you just have that. Sometimes like you're.
Well, there's dead space on here a lot too.
Well, that's different. Like what I mean is like with Joe. Joe's so good at it. Joe has everybody from the most famous comedians in the world to politicians to like the biggest, smartest scientists on the planet to engineers to guys who specialize in a tea, like certain types of tea. Like he has very obscure, specific types of people on. That doesn't make sense. He has very obscure people on, and the people that he does have on are so specific to the thing that they know that like it's crazy that he can have them all on and talk to them and like make them feel welcome and, like have a good conversation with so many different people. And Macaulay Culkin was on, this weird, goofy actor from Hollywood where Joe has, like, lived for fucking 30 years. And it was like, this is the guy that stumps you a little bit. There's, like, some moments of weird, like, tension. And, like, he's had people like that before, but it was one of those things where, like, Macaulay is just this really weird Macaulay. And I mean, granted, he was crazy for a while. He was one of those first like child stars that went like bananas. But he came back, and now he's married.
Who's he married to?
Some Asian lady.
Is she pretty?
I think so.
Is she hot?
I looked her up when the episode came out, and I remember being like, like I remember thinking like.
Well, it's good
she's
to know that you
attractive.
approve, Charlie.
Yes, I approve of Macaulay Culkin's
wife.
wife, or maybe girlfriend. It's either wife or girlfriend.
Well, hold on. I'll pull it up and see.
Okay, there you go. Figure it out.
Shake.
Ha 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 ha! So true, man. That's so funny. Shake. I hate how like much I heard you say that. Ha ha ha! That's so true, man. It's so funny. Yeah, that's you. That's you typing, all right. That's not anyone else. I've been here for a while. What a great podcast. Yeah, I can tell. You definitely are so keyed into what we've been discussing. Remember the ostrich? Were you here for the ostrich part? Did you like
what?
what?
He's with Brenda Song.
He's with Brenda Song?
Yes.
Huh?
Like Brenda Song is in London Tipton.
Yeah, no, I know who Brenda Song is. Macaulay Culkin is?
Yeah. You're over here like some Asian chick. It's
Well-
nobody important.
well, so I
It's
didn't
fucking
look.
Brenda
So
Song.
I didn't look her up. Jamie did on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I like looked at it because they like looked at it, and it's like him and her together, like outside somewhere. So I guess I just didn't
It
notice.
didn't click for you that you're like, oh shit, that's London Tipton,
Bro, that was my favorite part, to be honest. Right, right. Shay. That's nuts.
right?
How old is Brenda Song?
She's 32. So he's only 8 years older than her. Dude,
Brenda Song has said surprisingly little about boyfriend Macaulay Culkin when asked about him in interviews. However, she was uncharacteristically candid in the 2020 Esquire profile on the former Home Alone star. People don't realize how incredibly kind and loyal and sweet and smart he is, she said of her man. Hold on.
no wonder you're
They
like,
look good together.
No wonder you're like,
Yeah, it's Brenda Song. Bro, I'm in love with Brenda Song.
right? She's so
She was,
pretty
you know what
cool.
she was really good in that I didn't
What?
expect? The Social Network.
Yeah,
She
we've
plays like
talked
the
about
bitchy
that.
girlfriend, and she kills it. Like,
You
that
think
was
she's
such a
that in
good
real
movie.
life?
No, I think she's really nice in real life. I've seen her in interviews and stuff, and she just seems like the
A very
cool,
genuine person.
like genuine and like kind of like the girl that can hang. You know, like the chick that's like really good, like cool with the dudes. You know, the bros. Like she can hang out. Like she seems
He just looks like
absolutely
he grew
baller.
up to be a nerd and like just happened to get the
Became
really
one.
attractive
Yeah.
like girlfriend.
Well, she's probably a nerd. You know what I mean? I mean, like a lot. I mean, like I feel like people think that attractive women can't be nerds.
No,
I
I
know
know
a lot
that,
of
but I
gorgeous nerds, like
yeah.
absolute fucking geeks. I auditioned for it, and they said I was too hot. Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
could
I
have
can see
killed
that.
London. You could have been a good London Tipton Shake. You just straight up. You could have been. You
could
could
have
have
been
that.
London Tipton.
You could have been London Tipton. Or or wait, are you talking about Social Network, the bitchy girlfriend? You take my hat off right now. It's not even on. It's just there. It's like
It's on.
Right.
It's as on as it needs to be.
right. That's nuts.
Right?
I have to look at that again. I literally exited it. I'm going to my history to re-looking at it.
wait, be careful what you pull up on
This
your
is
history.
so weird.
We're live on the podcast, Charlie.
Well, they're not gonna see, and I don't do anything like that on my computer.
Uh-huh, sure.
I don't. You can come look at my history.
Okay.
This is so weird.
Right?
He looks good for 40.
He really does. He hasn't aged at all, really. His head just got bigger.
Wait a second.
What?
What? That's not Brenda Song.
Yeah, it is.
No, I mean yes, I'm looking at a picture that says Macaulay Culkin and Brenda Song, and like
it's
this
just
picture,
some Asian chick.
it's just someone else. Like, look, who the fuck is that?
Oh, that's who he's dating before Brenda.
That's not. But it says him and Brenda Song. That is not Brenda
Maybe
Song.
it's an article about who he was dating before Brenda's song.
Maybe. I don't know.
Tabloids are weird, Charlie.
Stand up to cancer.
Next thing you'll find out that he dated Amanda Bynes.
Did he?
No, I don't know. I don't.
Okay, I thought you were saying that like it's widely
like all,
known.
All of our childhood, like actors and actresses just ended up dating each other.
How you spell his name?
M-A-C-L. M-A-C-L. Mackle,
I got it.
like Macklemore, and then Cully.
I
and
looked
then
up.
Culkin.
I looked up who all has he dated.
Anybody we know?
Let's see. Macaulay Culkin dating history. Stop it.
Trying to fix my
The
mind.
sound was terrible. When I go to images, the tags are Brenda, London Tipton, Mila Kunis.
He dated Mila Kunis?
I don't know. It says that though. Hold on. Let me. Spouses. He was married to Rachel Miner in '98 and divorced in 2002.
He got married in '98. He would have been
18.
Damn.
They divorced when he was 22.
Oh yeah.
Mila Kunis. He was with Mila Kunis from 2002 to 2010, and now Brenda Song he's been with for 3 years. Weird. That is so weird. I want to get famous enough where I could like join what's it called? Pariah? Is it Pariah?
What could you
That's-
imagine
do you know
like
what that
that
is?
being your dating resume? Yeah, I dated Mila Kunis and then Brenda Song.
Do you know what? No, Raya. It's called Raya. Have you ever heard of Raya?
Raya
is Tinder, but for famous people.
Oh yeah, you
So,
have
like-
to like pay so much money.
No, you don't pay anything. So what happens is you just have to be invited. So like you can be invited onto the app. So like the way it started was when they made it, like these big tech billionaires or whatever made it for like select couple hundred people in the industry, and those people could invite whoever they whoever was in the industry, people who like would understand these people a little easier, so
Yeah.
that you're not under the like confusion of like fucking Brenda Song can't get on Tinder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just not what are you supposed to say on there? Hi, I was London. Like, you have to, just get on Raya. There you go. Raya. Raya. So, like, apparently a lot of the people on there are like DJs, like producers and shit. Like the people that are active on there. But then there's some like legit like known celebrities on there as well. It'd be super cool to be on there. Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
wouldn't that be nuts if you're just scrolling
Yeah.
and like you see like fucking Zendaya and you're like, what? That'd be bananas. Pretty sure Jericho's on it. Yeah, that would check it. Not who you're thinking. It's not who you're thinking. It's a Twitch streamer.
I thought it was the
Chris
wrestler
Jericho.
Jericho.
Yeah, Chris Jericho. He gets added as him all the time on Twitter because people think that's who he is. The Jericho, me and Flint are both fans of the streamer Jericho.
Well, there was a
II
wrestler
Jericho.
named Fandango, and then there's also Fandango movies.
A little different.
But he was fine.
Fandango's a
He
business,
pronounced
not a person.
himself as Fandango, and then he would come out onto the stage like Dancing with Beautiful Women. It was like Dancing with the Stars crossed over with WWE.
Every episode that he was on.
Really? No, every episode. And then like he'd always wear like this leather vest, but that's it, and like really tight pants.
This is why I don't watch it. I just couldn't. I just wouldn't be able to watch it and like take it seriously.
And then he
I would
was
just
every
I
time
would just talk shit and laugh.
every time he was a dick. That's what me and Videz and Chris used to do. We'd get in a group chat and watch wrestling live and just talk shit. Bro, you should
That sounds like something you guys would
You
do.
should have heard us talking shit about Mark Henry, because Mark Henry used to be known in WWE as sexual chocolate.
Remember, did you ever watch Robin Big? Or
No.
the Fantasy Factory, Rob Dudek's Fantasy Factory? None of that, really? That
No.
seems like your kind of show.
What is it?
It was Rob Dudek. So, did you ever watch Nitro Circus? I don't know how to explain this to you. That's crazy. Jackass. Did you ever watch Jackass?
I saw bits and pieces. I really wasn't into it.
Oh my god.
I know
Tights,
what it
WWE
is.
wrestlers, some funny jokes. Exactly. So Nitro Circus was all these dudes on, name it, four wheelers, dirt bikes, pretty much anything to do with like adrenaline junkie, like stop. That is so loud in your mic. Stop
Oh, I'm
for
sorry.
real.
I want to get the marble.
can't.
out. You can if you break it.
Yeah, you can't break it, but we're not doing that in here. Anyway,
Psst, imagine I'm just picking.
Nitro Circus was these people all. Excuse me. They would skateboard, they would bike, they would dirt bike, four wheeler,
It sounds like Rocket Power. but with
kind of,
extra
but it was
steps.
live action, and they filmed it kind of like it's kind of like David Dobrik's vlogs, but like 30 minutes, like 30-minute episodes on TV, and it was just them doing fun tricks and shit, and just like being friends doing it, and like they had this big giant building.
Was it like Duck Dynasty? Like at the end of the day, they all
Sorta.
sit down to have dinner together, and but
Well-
instead of dinner, it was all monsters, and then they'd all like fist bump, and like be like, "Man, Kyle, I love you."
Travis
so much.
Pastrana was on it. Yeah, he was the guy that was the main guy.
Was Tony Hawk on it?
Yeah, actually, he was on that. He was on Rob Dudek's Fantasy Factory. It's that group of people, like that
Yeah.
type of people.
Yeah,
So they're doing this.
like BMX.
Like, yeah.
So
So, like, there's an
I'm-
episode where they jump into a foam pit, and like one of them, Fat Tommy, that's what they called him, was Fat
Yeah.
Tommy. He got up on the giant, like tallest, like thing that you jump off of, and he jumped into the foam pit without anything. Like you're supposed to use the foam pit to jump over, like to do dirt bikes and shit and do tricks, and then you land in the foam pit, and that's how you get out.
yeah.
But he did it just his body, not like the big machine to
Yeah.
like for the foam to grab. And he went so far down that he couldn't get out, and he got stuck, and it like became an issue. Like he almost died. Like they had to go get him. Like he was running out of air. Like he couldn't breathe well. And like they finally get to him, and he was like, "That was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me." Like it was. I had to. They said like they had to all be quiet, and they had to say, "Tommy, scream in 5 seconds," and they'd be like, "Okay, everybody, quiet," and then he'd just go. And that's how they would like find him. They were trying to find him.
Because you couldn't hear.
They couldn't. You couldn't hear, and they didn't know where to dig. And there was so much. They had to like dig in one spot because the foam would just fall in around them otherwise. Because it was a foam pit. It was like a 50 by 50 foot, like 25 foot deep foam pit, like a giant foam pit. And they had to find him.
Damn.
And first the show's great, and so Rob Dudek's Fantasy Factory was like that, but the factory it's actually Rob and Big Black. That was his name.
Fat what?
Tommy. Just look
I'm
up
gonna set
Tommy
Fat
from
Tommy.
Nitro Circus. Don't look up Fat Tommy from Nitro Circus. It's a family friendly. Yeah, it's family friendly Jackass.
Yeah.
And so it was that, and then Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory was like in between. It was about Robin. First, it was Robin Big. The first show was Robin Big. They had a house in like L.A. somewhere. It was literally David Dobrik's vlogs, but fucking 15 years ago, and filmed in L.A. and put on TV instead of YouTube. And have you ever seen the show Ridiculousness?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. So Robin Big was Rob and his friend Big Black Boykin. That was his name. Was Big Black, and Big Black just died.
Oh, really?
Like a few years ago. He was really fat. He was just really he was just a big dude, and he was like out of it was like health problems. I think he had a heart attack. But him and Big Black would just get into trouble. Like not literally, like they would just do like bullshit things, and like they filmed their life like it was a vlog. It was literally a vlog, but it was like
And
it
this
wasn't.
was at Sky Zone that he filmed the pit?
I don't know, maybe, but it was like how vloggers take advantage of YouTube today. He somehow convinced somebody to understand that this was a good idea for a show.
Yeah.
And they just went around the country and did cool shit. They went to Myrtle Beach and did the turtle racing. They did all kinds of cool shit. And a Big Black was a stripper at one point for an episode, and he went under the stage name of Black Lavender. And he went on stage and like killed it. Like they fucking tipped the shit out of him. It was hilarious. Rob sells skateboards and shit. Like he's like Rob Dyrdek. I can't believe you don't know any of this. Like it's weird to me. Like for some reason it seems like a bunch of shit you would know about.
Well, so like that's what I was gonna tell you.
We should watch we should watch it all.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, so BMX and all that stuff was just like 1 degree over from stuff I was into, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, so I was into like all kinds of like crazy, stupid, dumb shit. Like I watched a couple of episodes of Destroy, Build, Destroy. And,
That show was cool.
It was alright. It was like
The first season was cool, and then it got weird.
It was-
Like they ran out of like new things to build.
it was like it honestly reminded me of like kid friendly MythBusters.
Yeah, but not even, because it was like they weren't like learning much. Like they were just like building cool shit out of old
Stuff that they blew up.
Like Mike would have been great at that.
yeah.
Because me and Mike do that anyway. Like, we just build crazy shit out of old shit all the time. Like that show's made for people like me and Mike. Like me and Mike
Yeah.
could go and legit
Honestly,
do
if it
whatever.
had been on any other network besides Cartoon Network, I feel like it would have been
like History Channel. If it was on History, it would have fucking exploded.
Yeah.
But what they like the problem would be that like there'd be repetition, and like repetition's only good if it's formatted for repetition.
Well, so like
they should have done like
History
season by
Channel,
season.
but with like no, not even History Channel, Discovery Channel, but with a bigger budget and
Yeah.
more,
Discovery, not History. What else?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you said-
Discovery Channel.
but with a bigger budget and like more stuff that they could destroy and build.
And Destroy again.
Yeah. Destroy, build.
Because didn't they destroy the
So
loser?
they destroyed the first thing, then they had to build a thing to accomplish a goal,
Yeah.
and then like
Whoever
lost
loses-
got their thing destroyed.
Yeah.
Wonder if they got to keep any of the like,
Right? I wonder if any of that stuff's still out there somewhere.
probably.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I know people fucking hated the host.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought he's like, all right.
Remember the boat? There was a boat someone made that
Yeah.
was fucking awesome. Bro, they made some cool shit
Or
on that show.
it kind of reminded me of Top Gear a little bit, like American Top Gear, because there's a
Top Gear's crazy.
So like they do like little competitions sometimes, and this one time the guy put like 2 canoes underneath his van, and just like went across the lake on that, and then the canoe sank.
Oh no.
So his van couldn't make it across the lake, and then the other dude just like took his winch, got in a canoe, like rowed across, because the goal was to get across the pond, basically. Rowed across the pond, hooked his winch up, and then went all the way back to his van, then turned on the winch and just got pulled across.
See, what he should have done was the guy with the canoes, he should have put them on the sides of his car like a pontoon, because instead,
Well, that's
the problem was the weight was on top of them, so it was
what he
pushing
tried
them
to
down.
do, but it still sank.
It was too much weight.
Yeah.
Damn. Should have got 8 canoes.
Well, in that, I think when it did float, he didn't have like an engine or anything back there behind it, so he just kind of drifted aimlessly.
Yeah, I guess the goal is to go so fast into it that you have propulsion to
Yeah.
like glide
Or
across.
did he have a motor? I can't remember exactly. He had a motor and it just didn't work, or like he got.
Yeah, he
out
should have got
and-
a trolling motor. Just whip that shit
see, I
out.
think that's what he had, but it was like a gas powered one, but it just didn't work. Because for whatever reason, like
Should have brought some paddles, motherfucker.
they had an amazing budget, but they would only let them buy like used cars to just fucking destroy or go. on
Well,
road
yeah,
trips
I
with.
mean, at a certain
then they were
point,
They were like,
I bet a lot of their budget goes into just getting to the places they're
and then
going.
they could just get like shitty mods in there to like one of my favorite episodes is when they all like buy American made trucks and like see how long it takes them to like just like crap out. Like they take them off roading, all kinds of shit. And the Silverado is the one that fucking like beat like Ford and Dodge. But the whole time they have a Toyota truck following them, going like, "Oh yeah, look at this modern Toyota."
We should get a boat. We should get a pontoon boat, like a
I
nice one.
told you, let's get one.
Let's get one. Let's get one and then just live on
Live
it.
on
No, I legit, like, if I could get, like, a decent boat to live on that, like, I could get internet to, like, at a dock, like, have internet capacity, I'd live on a boat.
Just live at the lake.
Nah.
Why? They got slip space that you can live on and do it.
Nah. I don't know. Which lake?
Watery.
Nah.
That
If
way.
I'm going to live on one, I'd rather move closer to, like, Columbia. Like, Lake Murray, maybe. Lake Murray's nice. Have you ever been to Lake Murray, like, on the lake?
No.
We got to go. It's so cool. I'll take you down there.
I've been to. What's the one that's in Charlotte? I can't remember it.
Oh, I know what it's called.
Lake Wiley.
Is it Wiley?
I think so.
I don't know what it's called then. Maybe it's Lake Wiley. I don't know.
It was really weird to me though, 'cause it's kind of rocky.
Lake Murray's awesome 'cause it's like, it's got islands and shit
Yeah.
that you can go on and like hang out. And they're like cool islands. Like some of them are just straight up beaches. Like it's just a beach, like at the beach. Like it's fucking baller. There's so many coves and like I found a ring when the water dried up
Yeah.
in the ground, like 100 feet into the lake. Like a part of the lake that's usually like 20 feet under the water.
Yeah.
I found a ring. And I had it for years. And I don't know where
What
it
kind
is.
of ring is it?
It looked like a class ring and like it was like that shape, but it wasn't like that big or thick. You know, it was like that big round part as the like ring part. And like the actual loop that like holds on your finger, like it got thinner as it went down,
Yeah.
you know, and then got big again. And it had like, the best way I can describe it is like the Food Lion on it.
Yeah.
Like it was like that kind of like geometric-y looking lion, like a hieroglyph almost. I had that thing from the time I was like fucking 6 or 7 years old. I got it so long ago, and I had it forever. Like I remember it was at like the house that burned down. Like I had it when I was there still, and I don't know where it is anymore.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember like when I was here, like a few months into living here, I was like, fuck, I don't have it anymore.
Oh, I bet it was in the house.
I bet it was in the house,
Damn.
or if I'm lucky, it's just in a box somewhere at my dad's.
Yeah.
So who knows? Or maybe it's right here. Like I might just fucking have it. I don't know. I mean,
Did you So I found out about the truck thing, the truck strike.
Yes.
Trucker strike. So
what is it?
apparently, I'm reading the message of the person leading the strike.
Yes.
So it's a Facebook post. Our message is simple and hopefully effective. We fully intend to exercise our rights and will not have politicians making crippling decisions that will negatively affect our future and the future of our children. Stop the Tires 2020 organizer Jeremy Rewalt wrote in a Facebook
Jeremy
post.
what?
Rewalt,
Spell it.
Rewldt. Rewald, maybe.
Maybe. Rewalt.
He wrote
Anyway.
he wrote that in a Facebook post and said, "We will not participate in the leftist Biden-Harris Green New Deal. We do not support banning of fracking. The United States of America operates as a capitalistic economy, and oil is the fuel she survives on." So basically, they're upset because Biden apparently won and is banning fracking or something like that, and they're going on strike. First starting on Veterans Day and then going full strike on the 29th.
And this is who now?
truckers. They're just gonna
Like all of them, or like the ones in
the
this
ones
union.
involved in the Stop the Tires 2020.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah,
how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, like I kind of expected something like this to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
it was peaceful for a couple of days, and I was like, all right, what else? is
What's
gonna
about to catch on fire? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess
So
at a certain point, like there's some jobs that are very easily
there's-
done
there's-
without certain people, like, you know, when it comes to like driving.
They're stopping on the tomorrow or
Mhm.
today, I guess, and then their group also plans to launch a second Stop the Tires protest on November 26th to the 29th. That's gonna be 3 days, and that'll be Thanksgiving, right?
When's Thanksgiving?
Soon.
What day? I don't think it's that close. Isn't it like
Yeah.
the 20 something?
It's the last Thursday of the month, right?
Yeah, and it's the 11th. We've
It's
got
the
like
26th. It's
Okay,
2
that's-
weeks away.
2 weeks. 2 weeks and a day.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was like in a couple of days just now.
No, I mean like in a couple of days, as in like it's in this month, like, you know.
Oh, okay. I was
I
like,
mean,
what
we're
are you
not far out from it, you know. What I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's not like fucking crazy.
Isn't that weird? It's the end of.
What?
It's like it's November now.
Yeah.
Like
But it
we're
feels
we're
like
in
fucking
month
September.
11, like of 2020.
I'm ready for it to be fucking winter because it's been fucking hot.
It's been not as hot lately. It's
Yeah.
been much colder. Like let's
Yeah.
be honest. It's felt good lately.
It's felt good, but it's not like as cold as I would like it to be.
Well, it's only November. Usually, you know, it's got to be for it to be like cold, like ice cold. It's
Yeah.
usually got to be like a good chunk into December for us.
But that's what they're protesting about, and fucking everybody was at the grocery store today. Like, it was the busiest fucking day ever. I had no idea why. Like, and I was like, damn, what the fuck? Because we had 8 registers open at one point, and we could still barely stir it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And this has something to do with it?
This is why people are panicking and going out and buying groceries because, like, they don't know if they're going to be able to have groceries because the fucking truckers aren't going to be driving their trucks.
Well,
I
the
don't know
truckers involved in that union.
Well,
here's the
so
thing,
it's
when
not
it
a
comes to the-
union, it's like a whole, like, it's a national thing.
Yeah, but all the truckers in the country don't work under one banner.
That's true. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think Food Lion. I mean, I don't know for sure, but
Yeah.
I highly doubt that we'll lose any trucks. But I don't know.
I mean, yeah, look, when it comes down to it, there's a lot of people who
But we still depend on those truckers to bring stuff to our warehouses, and the trucks from those warehouses to bring the stuff to us.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
yeah. Well, what I'm saying is like at a certain point they'll just get someone else to do it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
What do you
know?
mean you don't know?
I mean, Like, well, the thing is,
if you don't show up to work, they're not just going to be like, well, shit,
it's not
Food
this-
Line
it's
can't
not
operate
that
today.
They're not showing up to work. It's that they're going to be on the road and they're just going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to pull off to the side of the road and just fucking, like, you know, not go.
Live on the road? Like,
Well, I guess for 3 days, yeah. And they could do it.
oh, so hold on. This whole thing's only going to be 3 days long?
Well, the one from the 26th to the 29th is, and then they're doing one tonight, too. Starting tonight. They're just going to spend the whole day stopped
Oh.
and let, like, the fucking, like, shit fall, you know?
Oh, okay.
It's like it's not like they're stopping altogether, but it's they're
Yeah,
like
I mean,
they're going like
they're
we
essentially
we
halting-
fucking run America.
They're
and,
essentially
like, you know,
halting the money flow until they, like, but the problem is they're putting time limits on it. So, like, it's not going to be supremely effective
Well,
because
I think that's
it's
the
not
whole
like the
point.
government shutting down. Like, when the government shuts down, until, like, top officials in government figure out what to do and fix it, like, the government stays shut down, you know?
Yeah,
And
I remember
With
we lived
this-
through a couple of shutdowns.
yeah, we've had a few. We've had a few in the last 6-7 years.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, like this one specifically, excuse me, is gonna be like nothing compared to it. 'Cause I mean, one, if a truck doesn't work for a day, like
Well, see, you're throwing off shipping schedules though.
yes, no, I get
And
that it's
throw-
gonna cause
I
some
mean,
havoc,
it's
but it's
gonna-
gonna end. Like it's not.
It's
not.
gonna end when they want it to end though. You
Yeah,
know what
it's
I
a
mean?
tantrum.
Because they can what they can do is they could be like, oh, we're stopping for a day, and then like, you know what, fuck it, you guys aren't listening to us, we're gonna keep being stopped.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, but what I mean, like, whatever, what does that mean? Like, I'm assuming that they have to, for them to be able to get the trucks, they have to, like,
Or they're already on the road now. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they're, like, they must be organizing this in a way where,
companies can't really do much about it.
exactly, because otherwise they would just get other truckers to do it or get someone else to drive these trucks. What they must be doing is, like, trying to force the people who hire them's hands into firing them.
Mhm.
Because then otherwise, like, they just wouldn't, you know, be able to get the trucks. That must be why they're doing it the way they're doing it. It's
The-
because otherwise you would just say they would just stay home, you know?
The weird thing to me about this is like the whole fracking situation, because it's like they're wanting fracking to continue,
Yeah.
But fracking's awful. Have you ever seen like its effects on the environment? It's fucking terrible.
I mean, yes. But I mean, what I mean, what do you expect? I mean,
I
for them to get
mean,
cars.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just fucking like it's
There's a lot of shit.
awful, like, you
There's
know
a
what I
lot
mean?
of shit awful about what we
I mean,
do
yeah,
to the
but
world.
I feel like there's alternatives to it now. You know what I mean?
There are, but there aren't mass-produced ones that people can just have and afford.
I don't know. I
That's
mean,
the problem.
do you fall on the side of like supporting them, or what do you?
I'm very much in the middle of all of it. I don't know enough about both sides. All I know is like, tell me how we're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
How are we gonna not do it?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause at a certain point, it's like, sure, one day the world will explode if we keep it at this point. But like, what are we supposed to just cease existing? Like, some people have really lame arguments for like, what's the word? Like conservation or keeping, like, just trying to be green, air quotes. Like, it's like, sure, I mean, you can make all these arguments as much as you want, but at a certain point, like, how do we continue living? How do we continue our day-to-day life? Like, are we supposed to just not ever go anywhere ever again? Like, do you think that it makes sense for people to never get on a plane again? Like, you want to halt all plane travel. All of it? All of it. Like, no plane travel ever again. Like, explain how that works. Like, explain how we can do that. People need to go across the country. What? Don't worry, Elon is working on the Tesla Semi.
Well, like, and
Yeah.
that's what you know. I feel like that's what we're gonna be going to eventually. Is like electric for everything.
Yes, but I
In
mean,
the meantime, you know.
in the meantime,
I mean, he like,
No,
yeah,
I know
yeah,
he
we
is.
know,
I've
we
seen
know.
them.
We're
I've
not,
seen
yeah,
them.
we've seen the videos and stuff. We've talked about it before.
no,
Flint,
I mean,
we get
I'm
it.
not.
Flint, we get
But
it.
the thing is, those problem minerals, the problem minerals are what build the batteries to those cars, and like, we're having to cripple governments to go get the minerals to build the batteries in Teslas. Like they're only in like Afghanistan and Iraq and in other, like, in jungles in other Middle Eastern countries, because we don't have those minerals here. We don't have enough of them. And like, those minerals, the cells that they're used to build those like batteries are fucking crazy, like, bad to make. Like, they're really bad for the environment just to make the batteries themselves, like pulling from the environment. Like, we're straight up pulling shit. But I mean, granted, you know, it's electric, it's not the same as fossil fuels, whatever. I mean, it's like, how are we gonna make this argument and make it totally worth it? Like, we should all just go back to fucking medieval times and just walk around everywhere and have horses. I mean, like, and then at that point, there's just more shit than there's ever been, because there's horses traveling all over the place again, and then there's methane burning up the ozone. It's like, again, it's like,
Pick
how
and
much are we
choose.
really? Yeah, pick and choose your battles, because ultimately, like, what's happening to the planet happens to the planet anyway. It like we'll never be able to put enough pollution into the sky that a world-ending a volcanic eruption will do.
Mhm.
Like, that does way more than any car, that ends the planet. That gets rid of all the life. Like, we're not on par to wipe out plants and everything. I mean, we do fuck up some plants, but that's like humans being idiots, dumping in. When things are taken care of properly,
Mhm.
like, we're able to function. The problem is people is money. Money's the real problem, is
Yeah.
because budget cuts and people trying to save and clip back here and there and doing all this dumb shit.
By the way, have you seen GMC's new Hummer?
No,
It's electric.
it's electric. Sorry,
Yeah.
couldn't help it.
It's an electric pickup truck, is
Mhm.
what they're going with, and it's
Like
a
the Cybertruck?
It does kind of look like the Cybertruck. Have you seen pictures of it?
Maybe
Hold on, I'll drop-
maybe without knowing it was.
I'll drop a picture of it in the Discord for you to see. It looks interesting. You got to talking about the electric cars, and that's what made me think of it, because I was
Mhm.
like, I saw something about GMC doing like a new Hummer, but I didn't know it was electric. Do you want me to drop in mine, or do you want me to drop in Journals for Losers?
In losers.
Okay, it has been dropped. It's buffering. It's loading. Loading. Okay, it's there.
Let me see. Yeah, that looks baller.
Right.
I want one.
It kind of looks like a
I'll get my
Rolls
license for
Royce.
that thing. It's like that's why I finally get a license is because there's a car I like.
Right. It looks pretty cool, and they got a couple of more images over here as well. But that's the first one that pops up.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's hard to pick a side because there's cars everywhere. You know, it's
Yeah.
like one of those like, what are we gonna do next? Take away outlets? You know, like what are we picking and choosing from? Like, what are we deciding? I don't know.
What are you saying is right and wrong?
Exactly. How do we and who are we to judge right and wrong? You know what I mean? Like, because there's so many arguments to be made for so many things. Like, because my problem is hypocrisy. I don't like when people say, like, get mad at me for like I don't know what's a controversial thing I agree with.
You're racist.
No, Creighton. Seriously, what's I'm trying to think of anything.
People got mad at you about the cop thing.
Sure, cops. I'm much more on the side of police than most people probably are today. Like I've met a lot of them, I know a lot of them, and a lot of them are treated very badly because of other cops. Like there's a lot of good cops, but there are a lot of bad cops. I'm not saying there's no bad cops. I'm just saying we shouldn't treat all cops badly because of good cops. And not everybody does. Again, this is all there's a lot of nuances to this argument. But I say stuff like
it's a conversation we've had before. You know what I mean? As far as
exactly,
like, it's very divisive.
It's very divisive of a conversation. Oh shit!
Weird. I didn't hit my button.
Facts about the cops thing.
Yeah.
Your name is so dark on my screen.
Trey.
What's up, Trey?
What's up, Trey? You know that person?
Excuse me, but for me, huh?
Do you know that person?
Yeah, Trey's been here a bunch of times. You don't remember Trey?
No.
I mean, humans are literally destroying forests and endangering species to make more pollution. Yes, but
That's fair.
you got to hear that, but then you got to also look at the statistic that there are more trees on the planet than there have ever been in humanity right now. Like, I mean, we are replanting all of these forests that we tear down. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the problem is media. Like, people that are like fighting these fights. A lot of but we only get one type of species. That's not true. In certain areas, sure. Like over here, it's a certain type of pine tree. In other parts of America, it's a certain type of oak. Like, sure, they're wiping out some species from some areas. But overall, I mean, at a certain point, not all species of anything are going to live forever. I mean, cool animals. Oh, well, yeah. No, I'm with you on the animals part.
Lemurs.
Everyone believes whatever the media tells them. That's a big issue.
That is a big issue.
A lot of people believe a lot of what media says.
And not all of media is like a lie.
Not all of media is out to get you, but a lot of media is very one-sided and very only fighting
believe like a certain thing,
a certain narrative, and that's the main issue with like things like that. Like people saying that like they're tearing all the trees down. Like sure, they're tearing a bunch of trees down, but they're planting way more than they're taking up.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of trees.
Yeah.
Like we've got a bunch
And
of.
we've
We need
done-
wood.
we've done
Wood is
an-
important to like people.
But wood is a rare thing. You know what I mean?
What?
As far as like whenever you think about like in terms of the universe.
Wood?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, in the universe maybe.
Cause it's
But
like,
but
you
is
don't-
it? We don't even know really.
Yeah, but that's what I mean though. Like
Media is very one-sided. You got to do your own research. Yes.
yes, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, wood is rare in the universe,
Like well,
sure.
especially within our galaxy. I mean, as far as we
Yeah,
know.
but then look at gold. You know, gold is rare on Earth, like in terms of how
but
much
there's
we have.
plenty of it out there on meteors and stuff, right?
Exactly. And it's very useful.
And
It's like
elements
it's
that we
like
haven't
one of the
even
most
discovered.
useful metals on the planet.
Yeah.
You know how like malleable gold is?
Like I know
It's
like
like
you can bend it to the touch almost, right?
it's one of the most malleable. So like an ounce, like a 1 ounce piece of gold can be like pressed into like a 200 square foot sheet of gold. Like they make
Damn.
solar sails out of it. That's why they're all gold in space. When you see those sails,
They're actually gold.
they're actually gold. It's like a few ounces of gold pressed and squeezed into like a fucking giant, unbelievably thin sail.
Damn.
Yeah. Also, cutting down tall, old growth promotes new growth of trees. That's true. New growth of sapling trees located on the forest floor. Yes. Like forest fires. Like some forest fires. There's a reason we control burnings. Sometimes, like, forests need to burn. Like, certain parts of certain forests have to burn for other trees to survive. I mean, humans
It's
are
just-
rare if you put it in that perspective. Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're figuring shit out. So, like, I don't like taking sides too hard unless there's just straight up ridiculous negligence happening.
Yeah.
Like I can make a pretty like I don't like taking sides on issues when it's not when either side isn't totally obvious.
Yeah.
Like when what was the company in Aaron Brockovich? When the company's poisoning the water in like in Flint, Michigan. Like the water catches on fire,
Which
bro.
the water is still like that there.
Yes.
That hasn't just ended.
Yeah,
because
it never
it's
has.
just media has stopped talking about
Exactly. Like the problem in a lot of places is like corporations and companies just straight up polluting
it. Yeah.
and not giving a fuck. I'm totally behind you guys on like, hey, let's stop that. People are dying in shitty, horrifying, disgusting, terrible ways. You know what I mean? Like it's there's a scene in Aaron Brockovich. Have you ever seen the movie? Have we talked about it? There's a movie called Aaron Brockovich. It's the movie that Julia Roberts won her Oscar for. She plays Aaron Brockovich. Aaron Brockovich was she was a woman who, I'm gonna butcher what she used to do. She had a bunch of jobs. She was a waitress. She was a blah blah blah. She did a bunch of different shit. She had 3 kids, divorced. She was divorced with 3 kids, trying to get a job. She gets a job at a law firm, as a secretary. Maybe not. I don't know if I'm remembering wrong. She's doing something at a law firm, like managing papers, and she gets sent to. It's not Flint, Michigan. Hold on. I want to tell this right because it's a great story. I mean, it's a fantastic movie. Okay. Where was it? Pacific Gas and Electric Company of California. So, Aaron Brockovich is an American legal clerk, consumer advocate, and environmental activist who, despite her lack of education in law, was instrumental in building a case against the Pacific Gas and Electric Company of California in 1993. So, the movie Aaron Brockovich is about that. It's about her going against them. And it's in California is when it happened, is where it happened, rather. And she works at this law firm, and they send her to get paperwork for this thing. And she goes to talk to one of the families affected, and there's like this woman who has had her uterus and her breasts removed because of pollution in the water that has caused like growths and shit in her body. And like her kids in the place that it's happening are being born deformed. It's bananas. Like, and she starts looking into it, and she stays in this little town at their records office for like for cases brought up for these families, and she stays there for like a week and a half. And then she goes back to the office, and they fired her because she didn't show up to work. And it was because she went to this office and was looking into the case. And they thought she was just like she kind of comes off as this like moody kind of like, I'm not going to get anything done, you know. But really she's just kind of like that 'cause she's got 3 kids and she's dealing with life and it's shitty. And she goes to the office and she's like, I've been getting these fucking case files for you for a week and a half. Like she's an asshole. Like it's funny. Yeah. And she's talking to the main lawyer dude that becomes her friend. And it's nuts. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off on tangent.
It sounds kind of like Dark Waters.
Yeah, it's kind of like dark, like the same premise, like of what the movie is about. It's a little more, it's a little less like dark though. I feel like I haven't seen Dark Waters yet. Anyway, dark. I didn't mean to joke. Joke's funny. Haha. There's a scene where she's talking to the woman about that like what happened is this town was was just absolutely assured by the company that everything was okay now and their water was okay, and that anything that was happening now was just results of what had happened before. And they gave everybody small what's it called when a company pays you to keep quiet? Compensation. They gave everybody in the community like a little bit of compensation, like $5 or $10,000, like nothing. And Aaron says they're definitely still polluting the water. And she's like, what do you mean? And she like starts pulling up all these facts about what she had, why it shouldn't be happening anymore, and what she's taking and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, like the camera pans onto the mom that she's talking to, and like her kids are in the background outside through a window, and they're in the pool. And she just like freaks, like she just goes like, Billy, Tommy, or whatever, like to her kids, and like runs out and says, get out of the pool, come on, we're gonna get out of the pool, we'll get in later, we're just gonna, and the camera slows in on Aaron, and she starts to realize that like it's definitely still happening. Or like, I mean, the mom realizes it's definitely still happening, and like the scene kind of sets in that like this shit is not over. Because up until this point, all these families had like dealt with it and thought it was over and were resuming life again, and now they were just all getting sick, and it's like hundreds of people. And Aaron goes like case by case, person by person, kid by adult by family, mom, dad, son, daughter, everything, for like 600 people. And there's a scene at the end that's amazing because like they bring in, like once they build the case and realize it's a legit case, like big high and mighty lawyers come in to help with the firm that's doing it. And this lady, there's like bitch lawyer who like just, she's awful, and she's like talking shit, and she's like, oh, we believe that you did a lot of good work. We just have to go through and verify and ask the people stuff that you might not have. You don't know what you're supposed to be asking. And she's like, listen here, honey. Don't come in here and talk about shit I've been working on for 18 months like I don't know everything about this case. Ask me anything. And she's like, there's information you didn't know to ask. She says, ask me. And she's like phone numbers, for instance. Like, not all these cases even have phone numbers. And she's like, ask me. And she's like, you don't know 600 people's phone numbers. And she just looks at her, and she just goes like that. And she's like, and then she like looks in the box, and she just pulls out a random. She's like, Katie DeCito. She's like, Katie DeCito, 653-992-7489. Her and her two daughters all have the same blah, blah, blah. And this happened, and this happened. She had her uterus removed after her breasts 2 months ago. Before that, she couldn't afford the hospital bills from 2 years before that.
Katie said, don't use me. Hey, Katie.
And then she goes, her kids are this, this, and this. Her sister has 3 boys who all have had birth defects. You want their numbers? And it's like this like holy shit scene where she knows like 20 different. She like lists out all this crazy information about one person off the top of her head, and then her friend who's the lawyer is just like laughing. It's a great movie. It's such a good movie, for real. I can't like talk it up anymore than I. It's
What's
such
it called?
Erin Brockovich.
And
Erin Brockovich. Spell it BRO. It's spelled the way it sounds.
Is it on anything?
It was on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it is anymore. I just watched Mile 22. Mile 22, I remember that. Mile 22. What's Mile 22? I remember hearing that. What is that? Excuse me. I recommend it.
You all right?
Yeah, I just burped.
Do you want to end at 140?
Mile. It's 146 grade.
No, I mean like at one, like at
Like an hour and 40?
Yeah.
Hold on. Mile 22. Oh, I remember that. So it was good? I heard it was baller.
Oh shit!
With Mark
It's gonna
Wahlbergers?
be on TV soon.
What, Erin Brockovich?
Yeah.
TV where? What TV?
AMC Friday.
Yeah, it was on AMC all the time. It's like an AMC favorite.
Wait. It's
What?
gonna be Friday the 13th this Friday.
Today is Wednesday the 11th. Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what that means?
What does it mean?
COVID's gonna start all over again. It started on a Friday the 13th.
Did
in
it really?
March.
What do you mean
Yes.
start? It didn't start in March.
No, but
it was
that's
in
when the
America in
lockdown
January.
happened. That's when the lockdown happened. Oh my God, I'm getting flashbacks.
Charlie's hair looks poofy. It's pretty poofy. It's
I'm
very
getting
long
flashbacks,
right now.
Charlie, I'm getting flashbacks. I won't do it again.
You won't do what,
I
the
won't live
lockdown?
through- no, I won't live through people freaking out again. I
Yeah, you
can't.
will. No,
I
we're
can't-
going to.
no,
It's gonna
I
happen.
Can't do it. Charlie,
Listen. Hold on. Listen.
I've lived through it
Look,
at a grocery store.
Everybody mark this day in history. This is the day I call it, and many before me have called it. This is not the first pandemic we're going to go through, just like it's literally, look, there's going to be another air quote flu pandemic where it's another flu, another like virus like this
I can't.
that's just going to go around, and then
Not
it's
again.
going to, it's, and I promise you, it'll happen in the next election or the one after that.
I'm not strong enough.
I'm just going to go ahead and call it now.
I'm not strong
Rip
enough,
COD
Charlie.
servers on the 13th. What do you mean? On the oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm not even going to be here. COVID-20. Yeah, there's a movie. There's a movie about COVID coming out.
What's it called?
It looks good. It's like a
I'm not strong enough to do this again, Charlie.
It's okay. You're going to have to.
I can't.
Julia Roberts, hot as fuck. She's hot as fuck in that movie.
Yes.
She's hot as fuck anyway, but she is smoking in Erin Brockovich. Hold on. What's this movie called? The movie's called, where are you, movie? No. Hold on. Songbird.
Flint, you didn't do the fuck Lou Diamond Phillips thing when Flint got here.
when
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen got here? It's called Songbird. It's about like COVID-28 or something. It's like it's like way in the future and it's crazy.
Flint
Fuck
said-
me. This is so off topic, but how do you know Nick Merckx? I have been subbed to him for
You've met
almost
him,
5.5 years.
you
I've
sucked his dick.
I haven't done that.
He's done
Not yet. Nah, I've Karma Chameleon.
karma.
I've just-
chameleon.
I've known him for a while. I mean, we're buddies. He's the head mod. No, I'm not. I'm probably the most inactive moderator of the channel, if I'm being super honest. But I love him. I mean, he's one of my favorite people.
Have you ever
He's a
watched?
great, very giving, very just absolute class act of a human being.
Have you ever watched Justified?
No, but I've heard it's fucking awesome. I know he's a mod. He got me in an infam tournament.
What about Longmire?
No, but again, also similar. I've heard it's great.
So it's
Okay,
funny
Katie,
to
you gotta
me
chill.
'cause the guy
I'll give
who
you
plays,
head mod.
the
God
guy
damn
who
it.
plays the who plays the marshal in
Katie,
the last,
how old are you? Have y'all seen? Sorry, what?
The guy who plays the marshal guy on Justified is also the marshal in The Mandalorian.
Oh, Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Timothy Oliphant? Is that
That's his name. Yeah. Have y'all seen The Haunting of Bly Manor? No, I'm what's the word? A little baby back bitch. I can't handle scary stuff. I was trying to remember what's the chick from Halloween's name? It's like 3 names. Creighton.
What?
Halloween. What's her name?
Halloween?
Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis. Thank you. Me and Mike were trying to remember her name, and I was like, dude, from Halloween. He was like, dude, I don't watch scary movies. And I was like, shit, me either. And like neither of us, we were trying to figure out anything to do with it. And he was like, dude, you should have said True Lies. I was like, bro, you're right. Have you seen True Lies?
No.
Great.
What is it?
I can't tell you. Don't look it up. We're just not gonna talk about it. One day we're gonna watch it, and you're just not gonna have any clue what it is, and it's gonna be fucking amazing. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. It's not really spooky, just a mind fuck. Well, yeah, but like I'm a baby back bitch. Creighton wants to rap though, so we're gonna rap. I might go live again in the next like 20 or 30 minutes with some Among Us. I've got some friends who are playing, but like they're full, and I'll have to wait until they go. So I'm gonna host somebody, and I'll host them for a little bit, but I might go live here in the inside the next hour. If I'm not live in an hour, I'm probably not gonna go live again, but I might. Watch Insidious, not scary at all. Right.
I've watched Insidious.
Right. No, I can't.
It's really not that scary.
You're not that scary.
The
True
only
Lies
scary
is
part
hypocritical.
Is that demon
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. True Lies. It's supposed to be. It's a great movie. What'd you say?
Oh no, like you remember that demon thing that looked like Darth Maul?
Yes.
That's the only thing in Insidious that's really scary.
Okay. I don't care.
I really
It's
thought
scary.
Darth Maul was gonna be in that movie.
We're gonna raid Beezy.
This is before he came back, by the way,
What?
in Clone Wars. So it's like, oh shit, they're making a Darth Maul movie. They're calling it Insidious.
I hate you. The demon had hoofs. Well, that's not terrifying.
Darth
you can hear it.
Maul
You can
had
hear it
hoofs.
clip clopping in the back, like toward you. Man, bear, pig.
Darth Maul had hoofs for a time.
Anyway,
Isn't it weird that Obi-Wan Kenobi looks like Jesus and Darth Maul looks like the devil, and they are like arch enemies?
isn't it weird that the last like major key player of the Sith Obi-Wan kills is Grievous, and then he kills Darth Maul many years later?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Nerdiest statement ever, Creighton.
Tying up loose ends.
Listen, Katie, I'm sorry that you got here so late. We love you. We love all of you. Trey, it's good to see you again. Haven't
did
seen you
have
in a while.
hoofs at a time.
But we're gonna raid Beezy, and again, I will be live shortly,
Beezy-
potentially with some
Copenhagen,
Among
if you're
Us.
here, Beezy's a big titty white girl.
Oh my god, you don't love us, Flint. I do
Flint,
love you. I love you the
Flint,
most, Flint.
Bye, Katie. I'll message you later when I get off from here. 'Cause she messaged me on Instagram earlier, and I forgot to message her back.
Wow,
I
that's
was
crazy.
dealing with some stuff at the time.
Okay,
People were
love you guys.
crying.
Love you
It was
guys.
the whole thing.
Goodbye. We're
Love you
raiding.
guys.
Say hey to Beezy. Tell her we love her. Have a good night.